What's going on, everybody? Just want to get a smoke, yeah, a beer, and I wanted to do this talk with y'all. This is not going to be an easy talk, but you can already see the caption of what I'm going to talk about because it took me a while, and I wanted to go over some things, especially for black men. The topic I wanted to go over, if you haven't seen me on in a while, I've been reading about it for 3 days. Shit, I need a drink. If you want to catch me, you can catch me on Brothers Amongst Men, as well as BMT, and also in the Black Men's Congregation. What's going on? What's going on, Victoria? What's going on, Coffee? But I wanted to talk about why, on the topic of black men doesn't have to die broke. And possibly we need to probably leave baby making alone and just focus on making money. This is not a talk that a lot of people want to hear or want to even talk about. But we drastically need to talk about. I want to say that again. Like, this is possibly a talk that we need to actually start bringing up, because our net value as black men is falling by the wayside. We're not doing too well as we should. And I feel that with the talks of how we talk about rebuilding the black community and, doing X, Y, Z, it's looking pretty bleak right now. Now, you can say whatever you want to say, and if you hear a clicking in the back, that's a clock. That clock is symbolizing that our time in what we're planning on doing is running very short. I say this again, black men, that we do not have that type of luxury to be sitting around worrying about reprocreating, having children, talking about legacy. I would honestly want to ask, for black men, what do you control? It's okay, Mario. You good, bro. You good. You from Africa. I think you would agree with this. Mario, you good. But we need to have this talk. Black men, you do not control your net worth and your market value. You're not running politics, judicial systems. You're not running media. You're not running a lot of sources that you use. Why, even here on Facebook, I do not control this type of narrative media. And the thing about it is, we focus on things that are, I would want to say, regressive. Larry Elder was once asked, how can a black man pull himself up? He said, well, simple. Finish school. Get a trade or a degree. Wait at least about 6 to 8 years, possibly 10. Find a woman, vet her properly, and then you can create a family. He was shunned for that thought process and that idea, because what he said was the truth. 70% of black family households will give birth to a child. And now when I say black family households, I am not including the man. This is not something that we have to look at. I'm going to pull up the facts. If you want to see the information, please come to the channel. I will gladly pull it up. Because here we are now, and we're taking steps backwards. So much so that they make a mockery of us. It's not taken seriously. This is very serious for a lot of black men, because if we look at it now, politics can't fix the black man or the black woman. Politics cannot fix the broken household. Politics is not going to fix 40 years. Actually, it's 60 years now. I'm being for real. Y'all worried about the president. But how can you worry about one big government if the smaller government is so fractured and broken? We have more children, but we can't afford to feed their bellies. Y'all worried about immigration, but you can't even talk about the children that are still stuck in the system, let alone it costs money to afford them. I hear y'all talk about marriage, but you can't even take care of the woman that stands before you. Before, the black man was told to get your stuff together first before you approach that black woman. Before you step to that household, you had to have a skill, a trade, a craft, some type of equity before you could even talk about gaining that of a hand of a woman to help you build onto your empire, onto your stock. You simply had children to have workers to help you work the land, plow, go to school, gain some type of education. You see, the Negro does not understand just how bad it is for him right now. Everyone gets it but the Negro. And y'all can come off and say, well, Joe, I think you're being pretty racist into this thing. And that's fine. Because naturally, self-deflection is the easiest thing to do. It is going to be easy. But I'm here to tell you today, I'm going to go over the facts. Now, if you want to see the research and everything that I'm going over, click the link that you see below you. You can come over to the channel. I will gladly go into more detail of things that you want to see. I will gladly post the stuff of everything that I'm looking at in the links below, which I'm going to put it in there after the show. And you can go from there. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you. I'm telling you right now, as I read it, it began to make me step back. And I realized that from my own life and my own misfortunes and my blessings, I could have done things so much more easier. And I put myself and those around me in a greater predicament and bind. The financial samurai. The average net worth and income of African Americans as African Americans account for roughly 17% of the United States population. Below is more detailed racial breakdown of the Census Bureau from 2010 to 2000. As you can see, and we break it down by the race. Black African Americans, 37 million 685 to 848%. Population is 12.2. Okay, census. And we all know that we don't really contribute too much to the census. We don't. We haven't been contributing to the census. We haven't been voting. We haven't been actually issuing out proper policies that we should be looking at to. We haven't been actually paying our due towards actually getting and implementing the people that we need in certain brands and marketing of government. But we'll quickly try to run on and get on an 8-track. The average net worth and income of the African American is way exceedingly below. 10 times below their counterpart. And the thing about it is that we have to ask the question, why is that for the black man that you are more so worried about over-sexualization, having the validation of a woman, having the validation of the peers, the presence of how people see you, versus the actuality of building up your stock value, your market brand, your network? Because let's be for real, you don't control the media of how perception is seen about you. You don't control the radios. You don't control the TV. The most I ever seen a Negro perform is in entertainment. Hell, when we watch them in most time in brands of government, you have to do something radical to be seen. Loud, boisterous, abrupt. Some type of rambunctious behavior that is unbecoming of a professional. You have to be some type of political savvy with some type of gift of gab of preaching, rather than telling the truth that you don't know shit about politics. You vote on policies that hinder your own. You push up narratives that hinder your own. Black man is so bad now that they do not even teach you how to be illiterate when it comes to wealth. Because so long as you can see the wealth in a materialistic type of way, wear a chain, count 5 stacks in your hand in front of a camera, show off how many women you can impregnate, you're rich. But see, the thing about it is, why does nobody correct that black boy? Why does nobody ever tell him that the route that he's choosing right now, if that was the case, why has the black community not come out of its purgatory? It's deadlock. I mean, let's be real. Almost 70% to 80% of the NFL is Negroes, black men. Yet those black men are so helpless that they need outsourced help to rebuild their community. That their image is so easily inflicted when somebody calls you an SOB. Mind you, these are men that are millionaires. But somebody calls you an SOB and you're afflicted. But yet somebody pays another black man to get on the radio and curse out your people and call you niggas, animals. And you praise and you clap that. Mind you, they did not write the song. The same man that easily offended you wrote that song, played the song, and still got the message across. But see, in the same sense, your market value decreased because the message you easily accepted just from a different brand, but a brand that you did not control. I told you I'm gonna be going in today. I'm not looking to see if anybody wants to still be around me after today. Most black men are more so focused on baby mamas, getting married. As I was, I wanted a woman. I wanted children. But little did I know, in impregnating that woman, I could not afford what was ahead because I was not mentally and physically equipped. I didn't have the money as I should have because I didn't take the time to actually develop myself. A lot of black men are not properly trained in that type of mindset. Most ethnicities and most backgrounds, i.e. the Jews, Native Americans, the Chinese, most predominantly black, most predominantly ethnic households do not allow you to garner or take on their daughter unless you come financially equipped to. You must marry into that family. You must bring some type of equity value to raise up the shares of that family. Marriage is no more than a binding business contract. But if both business partners are in the negative credibility, it is bad business. And let's be for real. The image of the black woman and the black man have been at an all-time low. So much so that anybody can afflict you. And nobody bats an eye. They expect you to complain. But they don't expect you to actually progress and possibly keep it up and maintain. This is the fate for a lot of black men. The median average wealth of the black man, and this is the majority of upper class, is $95,000. This is upper class. Moderately, $11,000 a year is what some of them make. This is from the poor. But I want you to understand that I am not pulling this out my ass. I am pulling this from the Census Bureau. Roughly, African American income is the lowest at roughly $38,000, and Hispanic income is roughly $45,000. Yet you gladly get happy when they tell you that to bring illegals to compete against you, but yet you did not properly train your children, black men, because you have not probably been trained yourself. You did not understand how to build up market value because you did not understand the business market. So you unknowingly bring in a competitor that is more trained to not come in to be your friend, to not come in to try to work with you, but actually to compete against you. Let me move on to the next one. I read this from Helping Black Men Thrive, National Affairs, written. You want to look up the date? I'll put that in the link below. But I want y'all to read. I want y'all to see this. Work and education. Black men facing growth, employment problems between 2000 and 2014. The employment rate for blacks, men, aged 25 to 34 declined from 81.9% to 71.3%, while white male employment rate also declined over this period. This decline in black male rate was greater, and significantly so, the racial employment rate gap among these prime working men rose from 9.8 to 13.9 percentage points, an increase in more than 40%. The teen employment rate for black men fell to 28.9 to 16.4, also a large percentage of decline than for the white teenagers. What explains these growing racial disparities? Studies have consistently found that when job applicants are plentiful. Now, I want you to understand this. I'm going to read this portion speaking on black lower income neighborhoods. Okay. I want you to understand that lower black income neighborhoods at one point are easily taken. They will quickly hire y'all for labor jobs. However, you're easily vetted out because a lot of young black men in impoverished neighborhoods go by certain narratives in media: how to dress, how to act, how to conduct themselves, how to garnish dealing with women. Yeah, of course, when you impregnate a woman and you have child support, that gets put into the factor of getting certain jobs. Let me continue. Studies have consistently found that when job applicants are plentiful, employers are much more reluctant to hire black workers. Often, all applicants with criminal records, those live in high crime areas, and those who cannot provide reliable personal recommendations are immediately screened out. Don't make it to the interview stage. This screening process especially hurts black men. These racial hiring disparities are more prevalent in the cases of more desirable jobs. According to data reviewable by Gregory Ace and Pamela Lopez of the Urban Institute in 2007, mind you, this is during the Obama era. See, when the Negro saw that Obama got in office, he leapt for joy. Because he saw that as an opportunity to say that we finally made it. Let me say this again. When you black men saw Obama get in office, I want you to know this. You black men did not put Obama in office. You did not financially put him in that predicament. You did not raise him through your education, through your tutorship, your moral compass. You black men had no part of that. But so long as he had the skin, he was your kinfolk. I mean, I believe Obama even said that black Americans don't need reparations. And he was right. Because the Negro American would not know how to properly deal with reparations. He wouldn't. I would honestly ask some of y'all, what are you going to do with your tax money? Are you going to pay off some of your debt? Are you going to properly invest it? Are you going to use it to go on a Carnival cruise? Get that new shoes or clothes or down payment on a car that you always wanted? Are you going to properly invest it? Put it down for an EIN or LLC. Probably put it down to pay some rent ahead of time, so that way the money you do make, in case you want to go get that second job, you don't have to worry about the backlash, or when you probably need to move to another area to get a job, to get a better job. You see, those are kind of things that you got to ask yourself. Do you properly educate yourself how to properly handle money when it comes towards you? Do you know how to take a financial hit and bounce right back? Let's continue. Forbes. For the last 3 years, according to Manpower, the hardest segment of workforce for employers to staff with skilled talent hasn't been registered nurses or engineers or even web developers. It's been the skilled traders. Now, let's stop right there, because we all know that, I'm not going to lie, black men, you're not dominating in the medical field or the engineering field. Hell, some of y'all don't even know how to even properly, y'all know how to work a cell phone, but you don't know how to build a business app, a website. This, if you want to know, is America's skilled trades dilemma. Shortages loom. Now, mind you, between the 30s and up and coming to the 70s, black men were in the workforce, working trade jobs, iron workers, masonry, carpentry, electrical. It was at one point, it was hard to keep up with the Negro American because of his drive. He knew that he could not afford to come up short because he was so busy trying to keep up with raising and rearing a family. And see, that is a big problem that a lot of you black men are facing right now, because You focus more of your time and your energy into trying to raise a family, but you don't have that type of expense anymore. You never did, really. You see, I get you would like to bring up, what about Tulsa, Rosewood? Hell, there's towns in Florida and in Georgia that are predominantly black-owned towns. And I get you would bring it up at that time, but see, during the nuclear family, before the black man could have or garnish and gain a family, he had to work. He had to put in some type of wage and time. He was started as an apprentice, as I did, picking up tools, learning about different skills and what time to do this and what time I need to be here for that. Listening, not talking. That took me 1 to 2 years of my life being an apprentice, moving on to being a journeyman. Now, see, this is the problem right here, because for the black man at this point, that would mean you would have to actually learn to be mobile. When I say mobile, that means where the job goes, that means you may have to travel to, or when the hours are flexing. You don't have time to worry about what is going on with that woman. You don't have time to worry about what is the latest buzz in the street. You need to be focused on how to get up your market value to appeal to those jobs out there to say, I am serious, I am here, I am trying to be somebody someday. You see, that is a type of talent to be that focused and dedicated. It truly is. Because that would mean that you put aside self-indulgence and actually focus on self. Black men first. That means you're putting yourself first. I mean, honestly, if you want to get mad at me and try to put it in some type of analytical, religion and text, I would honestly say that it even said it in the doggone Bible when they came to the man. He said, listen, you fool, for this day your soul is required. You should have focused on yourself before focusing on other things. How can you talk about helping the community, helping that black woman, saving that black child, but you, Negro, you can't even get your shit together? But you want to say, I'm going to go after the white man. Can you afford a lawyer? Can you afford to drag out that court case? Do you properly study and tutor yourself in the arts of warfare? Before you wage a war, that means you have to build up the knowledge, and you need to actually have the certain type of tactics. In 2012, 53% of skilled trade workers in the U.S. were 45 years and older. According to EMSI, 18.6 were between the ages of 55 and 64. Okay. I want you to understand this. With the medical issues and problems that a lot of black men have been having with malnutrition, properly not living the proper lifestyle, stress, mental health, different types of family practical history, that increases when you gain a family. I'm going to say black family. Shouldn't really matter about what family you got, but it's going to increase. Majority of successful households don't start a family until they're in their mid-30s to close to their early 40s. Around this time, they've already have a skill, a trade, a job, a proper home they can put down for a mortgage. This man already understands that I am set in a certain type of business analytical way. I already know which way I'm going, the path I'm going to take. But see, for right now, for a lot of brothers, we can't afford to keep on making children if we can't even afford to feed our own needs and our own desires. And what we need to do is actually learn how to start putting ourselves first, start building ourselves first. This is the graph for household data, annual averages, employment person, industry, sex, race, Hispanic, Latino. This is for us getting jobs. When it comes to agriculture and industry, agriculture, forestry, and fishing and hunting, it is crazy because in all the brackets, the Black American is the lowest. Crop production, that's crazy. You know where we're at? 2.1. Let's see. Agriculture, 2.6. You want to know your white counterpart is at? The white woman is at 25.9. The white male is at 92.8. The Hispanic is at 26, but you're at 2.6. That's for agriculture. Mining, quarrying, and oil, which pays excellent work. The white woman is at 13.8. The white male is at 87.3. Black man, you're at 6.4. The Hispanic is at 20.7. I want you to understand, in every bracket, when it comes to industry, mind you, these are not low-paying jobs. These are government-administered jobs that offer benefits, healthcare. Hell, they even lead to marketing and stock value. You don't beat anything or come up in anything. You don't. The most you do is beat white women, and that's in fishing and hunting and trapping, and that's 7.6. Because we have probably not been actually teaching ourselves how to pick up the skills that we need. I mean, let's take a break from that. I want to actually talk about this. And in everything that I've done and everything I got involved with, Ra, I'm going to put in all the articles. I promise you, brother. I'm not going to lie. The black man has become drastically lazy. Drastically lazy. I see more videos talking about how to get pussy. I see more videos talking about how to get ass. How to knock up a bitch. Excuse my language. I see more videos talking about how to get bling. Where's the video on how to get the 4K plan? Where's the video on how to actually get mortgage, how to actually fix your credit? You see, those type of videos on how to actually go get your skill or your setting or how to get into a medical field. See, I don't see those videos for black men. Oh, they don't get enough clickbait. Y'all clearly get mad at a black woman because she's not worried about y'all black asses anymore. Because she understands that my market value in fucking with the black man is going to decrease possibly. Let's talk about it. Let's. I told you, I'm going to go in on some of y'all asses tonight. I am. Because it's apparent that the black man does not understand that you are losing right now. I see y'all videos talking about how you want to take it to the man, but see, You can't take shit to the man if you can't write a check. How many of y'all can write a check? Balance a checkbook. How many of y'all actually started making investments in yourself? I mean, let's talk about it, man. Come on. I mean, we got nothing but time. We got nothing but time. Because you will gladly get mad at a video like this. I've had countless white counterparts that have talked to me about these videos. And they say, BMT, why? What you said was true? Why don't they like that? I said, because the Negro black man likes to be blind. It hurts less when you don't have to see the truth. It hurts less when you know that so long as I keep my head to the ground, everything below me, I can talk shit to. This is why you hear the Negro. This is why you hear a lot of these niggas say, I like to get it in the trenches. I like to get it in the mud, because they've always, and they never pictured themselves getting out of that type of state. Even when they start making money, they never truly mentally actually came out of that type of bondage. They're not making any type of investments. They're not actually trying to look in real estate. Getting into a clinic. Getting government contracts. No, so long as I have 10 beautiful dots on my goddamn boat, 7 kids. You see, I watch y'all niggas defend the Ray Ray and Pookie fuck-ups. And y'all be trying to co-sign this shit. But y'all don't be trying to get these niggas no type of help. Y'all don't try to send them no type of person that's an accountant, an investor, real estate. Y'all black men, we have not been sending these brothers the type of people that need to be around them. No, you rather send the fuck boys around them to fuck up their money and send them back to square one where your black ass is still at. Why should you? You see, this is why certain all black communities, not the lower impoverished one. I'm talking about the middle class and upper middle class. This is why they're very particular who they let among them, because they understand that the Negro's not that bright. Y'all worry about Trump, but y'all problem is bigger than goddamn Trump. I'm going to tell y'all black folks right now. Y'all worry about goddamn that white man. When his time is gone, he will still be a billionaire and you will still be broke. Put that one in your goddamn wallet. When this is all over, he will still be a billionaire. The most y'all will possibly do to him, he will go and be about his way. Y'all need to understand that nobody is going to feel bad for y'all anymore. No, I'm sorry, black man. There's no excuse. I've seen men build themselves from being homeless to being millionaire truck drivers. I know what it's like to be sleeping in a car, wake up, walk into the work bathroom, wash my face, put whatever change I have in my car into the snack machine. I did that for 3 days until I got my paycheck. The boss would ask me, do you want an extra shift, Joe? I mean, you're here overnight. Why don't you just work from second shift to third shift? Work both shifts. I said, I'll take it. Give me all the hours. Because I understood that I had no time to bullshit around and chase after the Negro fuckery out there in the streets. You see, this is the problem that a lot of y'all don't understand, that the media got you set up thinking that as so long as I chase behind the buffoonery, the booties, and all the goddamn liquor and drinking and partying and stuff, so long as I get to sit at the game and stuff and have a good time. Why do you think they made that goddamn song? It's the first of the month. Because they know that you Negroes can never see past the first of the month. You see, if you truly want to know how serious the people around you are, ask them, what is your 5-year plan? What do you see yourself doing? What do you see yourself actually trying to ascertain and build? You see, don't you notice that you see all these NFL players, basketball players, rappers, artists, but see, when their time fades out over a few years, 2 years to 10 years plus, it depends. It's very select few that make it past the 10 years. Why don't you ever see them open up a business, a clinic, anything big? Why have you not seen them going big? Because they never properly learn how to invest. You see, Master P said it beautifully for Kevin Garnett. He said, brother, you made all that money and you spent your time chasing after women, exotic women, and, you know, finer things and shit, but you never truly learned about your own money. You see, the black man, you need to start learning how to actually maneuver and work your own money that you got. See, my daddy told me that if you have $100, you only have $40 because $60 is going to go to something else other than just you. So actually, you only made $40. Let me go in further down. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna keep going in further. So much so that everything I'm gonna say, no matter what, and I'm gonna put up. If y'all want the feeds to the links to these things, let me know. I will probably put it up. Now, the next thing I'm gonna pull up for y'all, and again, I invite y'all to come over to the YouTube channel. You already know who I am. I put in the link, so you already know where it's at in Facebook. I'm gonna take my time and slowly smoke this black, drink my beers, and I'm gonna teach. This was something written by a black woman. She wrote this out saying that black men are at the bottom of the economic ladder. See, y'all don't like it when y'all hear a black woman say that about y'all. Because you'll say, who are you, black bitch? Excuse me. You'll call her that. You'll say, who are you? Well, if you were subjugated under me, then, and you support me, but see, I got to ask a lot of you black men, have you been supporting yourself? But if you weren't, you would not be engaged in that woman's activity. You would not be trying to absolve and redefine that woman, because why redefine something that you don't own, that you have no type of trademark value over, that you have no type of leadership qualities over? How can you lead her if you can't lead your own shit? Think about it. Most of you black men never seen the leadership of a black man. You watch the leadership of a woman. And because you watched the leadership of a woman, you never properly knew what it was like to see the leadership of a man in dominance over a household. I knew it. I never really saw my daddy because my daddy was always out working. But I knew his presence was there because the bills and the lights and everything stayed on. By the time I would have to wake up at 2:45 in the morning to catch him making a pot of coffee, lighting up a cigarette, and walking to his truck. I would have to wake up at 2:45. So much so, I had a better chance catching goddamn Santa Claus than catching that Negro. because his drive to work was so hardened. If he wasn't working, driving a cement truck, he was out there cutting grass. If he wasn't cutting grass, he was out there doing carpentry. If he wasn't doing carpentry, he was out there doing mechanic work. I never seen that Negro. Because all the Negro taught me was how to work. But see, that art of mentality of a black man has slowly started to die off, because now you got it where you got this mentality where I'd rather live and feed and fuck with the government rather than actually go out there and work until I get it right. And see, how can you buck at a system and say, you know what, it's the white man's fault? No, Negro, if you got your shit together, you would not need that white man. But see, suffrage is the only way to salvation for some of y'all black asses. You see, everybody studies the black man because they had time to go and say, let me see this man in his natural habitat. Because I understand that he is docile now. Let me say that again. The black man has become very docile. This woman wrote this. Mind you, she's a single parent. She didn't mention a man. This is a single parent saying that black men are at the bottom of the economic. So she already knows her son is already in the negative. That's why I won't stop being a helicopter parent to my black son. Again, this is a single black mother who is going to raise, mind you, she is a journalist, a columnist, but she's telling us openly that my son's economic value is already at a low, and I have to carry this nigga. See, a lot of black men subconsciously are raised to depend on a woman rather than learn how to forge and depend on themselves. This is why I tell black men, we need to stop reprocreating. We need to stop making all these goddamn babies. What's the point of making a goddamn baby if you can't rear it and train it how it should be trained? You can't. See, that's why I said when women talk to me about toxic masculinity, I said, how the hell can black men be raised in toxic masculinity if there's no man in sight? Majority of the households ran by a woman. Majority of the schools are ran by a woman. Majority of the clinics are ran by a woman. Where the fuck is a man? How can any man have influence on you if he don't have no market value over you? This is why when I asked about black feminism, I asked the question, how did that black man oppress you if he had no type of net worth over you? He couldn't. That is the biggest lie that was told to the black community. That was the biggest lie that the black woman had to live with at one time. How can you be oppressed by a Negro who can't even oppress a child? Let a black man discipline his child and watch how fast his ass is in goddamn jail. Talk about it. I can tell you that shit. I've had plenty of times that goddamn police officer, hello, we heard that your son, John Curry has got a whooping. Yeah, I did. We need to talk to him. Don't you want to talk to me? I'm the parent. No. We won't talk to him. Now, mind you, I'm a black man in a home, but see, this is the thing that you as black men, you're going to have to deal with. This is why I told you, you are not in control of your own goddamn household like you think you are, because you do not have that type of economic weight and backing like you should. Okay, I'm going in tonight. I tell y'all, I'm fired up. I'm fired up, y'all. That's why the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking for you, black men, because you don't understand just how much time we've already wasted. This black woman already said, by any reasonable measure, my son should have an upper hand in life. Should. He is the product of two-parent households. He lived all his life in an upper income neighborhood. He attended private school. Both my husband and I have advanced degrees. Now, mind you, she does not mention this man. Now, y'all want to say, well, maybe they both live in the same household and everything, and they should live. But see, how many y'all have had it? And I gotta ask the black women, how many of y'all have called a man your husband, but he never put a ring on your finger? Because he couldn't afford marriage. Simple. So you took the title, but you couldn't afford marriage. Let's be for real. You couldn't afford it. I want to show you this right here. I'm going to show you this right here. But I went to the article she got this from. Mind you, she pulled this article. Okay. I want to make sure I can show you. The paper that she read all this from was an intergenerational perspectives. Now, again, I told you, they study you more than you study and understand yourself. Okay. Race and economic opportunity in the United States, an intergenerational perspective. Now, the reason why they say intergenerational, because they understand that the black man, you are 40 to 60 years behind the power curve of actually being able to fix yourself. That's to fix yourself, not to fix the community, to fix your image. Medium household income by race, 2016. I want you to understand, you are at the bottom. It's not the whites that are at the top. It's the Asians. Second is the whites. Thirds are the Hispanics. The same people that you keep on saying pick peaches and avocado. I want you to understand, a lot of Hispanics and Latinos, I hope you know, they are buying banks now. They're buying into businesses. Hell, a few of them own gas stations now. I see more gas stations owned by Arabs and Hispanics and Asians than blacks. You'll buy into their business before you actually deal with actually investing in yourself. This is something that we know to be true about the black man. Segregation of neighborhoods. And you know, it's crazy. Black people segregate themselves from each other more than anybody else. I want y'all to look it up. If you want to read up the theory on this one, this is Race and Economic Opportunities in the United States. This is written in by this. This was also given to the. This is done by Maggie R. Jones, U.S. Census Bureau. Sonia Porter, the U.S. Census Bureau. Roger of Stanford, Nathan of these. All these people studied black households. They wanted to make sure that they understood y'all. I wanted to make sure I showed you the paperwork. There's a lot to go over. There's a lot. I'm not going to go into everything. I would have to take up more time to actually go into this. But I want you to understand that for black men, your market value in actually dealing with trying to raise a household diminishes how much time you can actually put into building up the equity of yourself. You see, to have a business, it takes 7 years of dedication into that business. How much time can you actually say you can give yourself and that actually you can drain? Mind you, while actually putting time into a business, you still have to have an outsource of income to actually put into that business to keep afloat. I mean, I'm just being for real. You do. But sadly, a lot of black men can't do that. Now, the paper that was written 40 years ago, and y'all see me do a video called the Mahonian Report, caused untold needless misery. It was written by a racist man that actually wrote a report about the black family. But the thing about it was, even though it was caused a lot of misery, was it wrong? Talked about the struggles, talked about the disparity of impoverished black homes create more children than progressively income stable black homes. Let's get that. Let's look at that. Black homes that have a stable income push out less children than black homes that are unstable that push out 2 to 3 times more children. You can look at it from the ghettos to a black household where there's a doctor, possibly a nurse, a military person. They don't have as many children. And the question you would ask is, why is that? Because they understand that the more children that they have, the more it sups at the weight of how much they can actually spend in expenses and do things. See, that's the thing. That's a cost and the difference of when you having children and you cannot properly afford this, black man. See, you got to understand that you worried about pleasing that woman and giving her a child. See, understand this. You just took away 10,000 from your net worth of what you could possibly be able to bring in. Mind you, you're going to spend close to $1 million if properly raising and rearing that child. You're going to spend about around $1 million that you could probably have invested into yourself. I want you to think about that. You think about that. You can say inequality, but see, the inequality is the fact that you took away the quality of what you can possibly be capable of. The time it takes for you to actually become a proficient plumber, mason, takes about 6 to 7 years of dedication. The time it takes for you to go to school, to become a nurse, maybe an engineer, electrician, gonna take 4 to 5 years. How can you say you can dedicate that time to yourself if you're worrying about going around and screwing around? How can you say that you can? And I mean, let's be for real. Let's honestly talk about this. Let's be for real about this, brothers. I really want to do this. I want to talk about y'all with this one. The inheritance of the black poverty is all about men. I want you to be for real. No community has been built up by women. It's been built up by men. Been built up by men. But see, with the absence of a successful black man present, because how can he be successful if he's already starting off in a negative and he can't see the light again? This is why you hear the talking point of a lot of black men said, I can never see myself getting out of the hood. I can never see myself getting out of these streets. I can never see myself leaving from this type of lifestyle. Even when they get out of there, they're mentally already warped to keep going back, where they'll keep risking time and time and time again, bringing those type of people around their money and their investments until the white man said, I'm not going to fuck with you no more. Because you can't mentally break free of your fuckery. See, this is why a lot of black people got mad at Kanye, because Kanye doesn't really fuck with you niggas like that. He don't. He removed himself. He unniggified himself from y'all. Y'all can say, well, black people, we put Kanye on. Okay, you know, you see, black people, y'all will always say that. Y'all will say that. Y'all will say that. But if you put Kanye on, why the fuck ain't other black men putting you on? I'll sit and wait. I'll wait for that. I'll wait for that. For time and time again, I hear a lot of you black men say, y'all put this black person on and made them rich. Y'all made her what she is today. You made this black rapper or this black athlete the person that they are today. But see, the question I got to ask you niggas, if that's the case, why the fuck can't you put the black community out of the gutter? You'll see some dumb fuckery of a person who commits a goddamn homicide, and y'all will try to get this nigga out of jail, but you won't try to get that young black boy into a goddamn college. I mean, I just gotta ask the question, why? Why? Why do we waste our time trying time and time again? We'll waste our time with those of the lesser fruit. I see Negroes more mad about future baby mamas and all that bullshit, but y'all brothers ain't mad about trying to get into goddamn schools. Mind you, you got white people going into your colleges now. You got everybody who can do and is trying to do what you do, black man. But see, I got to ask yourself the question, why ain't you trying to get into the shit that they do and trying to take over what they do? You don't say the statement, everybody's trying to copy the black man, but see, nobody is as broke as the black man. Let's keep that shit a $100. Everybody copies you, but nobody's as broke as you. Everybody want to be like you, but nobody fucks with you when you start fucking up. Like, oh, wait. Let's market on this man, but I don't want to fuck up like him. No, you're right, BK. The rap community glorifies our worst, then dominant society shows it to the world. And we'll say that's our culture. Nigga, that's not my culture. I desensitize from that type of foolery. I don't praise that type of buffoonery. Y'all get happy when y'all got a bunch of women shaking butt naked with ashy ass knees and looking like some goddamn pig swine from goddamn Uruguay. And y'all say, damn, she fine as fuck. So long as she got a big booty. Goddamn kids running in the background and shit. Y'all say you ain't tough enough because you ain't busting a sag around a bunch of men. Mind you, your goddamn peepees hanging out and y'all walk around a bunch of men talking about how hard you are. Mind you, we found out the most down low men are the black man. But I mean, let's be for real. The most down low man that we found out in the United States Census Bureau is the black man who carries the most HIV, STDs, and AIDS right now. Yet y'all keep on sagging around each other. Yet y'all keep on chasing and simping and ray and pookieing for goddamn society's entertainment. I die for these streets. I die for these streets. Nigga, you don't even own the fucking street. You're chasing out the social media, but you don't even control your own goddamn media narrative. And whose fault is that? Again, if you're coming in, please like the video, support the channel, you guys. Come on now. We can do better than that. I mean, we got to keep this shit a $100, man. But see, the thing about it is, and I want to show you a quick picture. I just want to show you a quick picture. All these black men. All these black men. Hang on, let me grab it. All these black men. Hang on, do I got it correctly? Yes. Of all these black men, I don't know why the hell am I looking at this stupid stuff. I want to see this. Let's be for real. But all these artists, all these black men, not one of them could buy an NFL team. Not one of them could buy into an oil refinery. Not one of them could buy a doggone a satellite in space. The only one who's bought a team was Jordan. And Jordan owns 3 teams. He owns 2 teams, and he's a stockholder in one. Miami Marlins, a baseball team. The doggone Charlotte Hornets, basketball. And he also is a shareholder on the Carolina Panthers. But Jordan does not hang around niggas. Jordan doesn't try to indulge or be on the phone with y'all. And y'all say Jordan needs to be like LeBron, but LeBron constantly is out there getting into buffoonery. You see, the thing about it, that black men, y'all gotta understand that y'all don't have time to be worried about fucking getting pussy, trying to be the latest, hottest vibe or buzz or some shit. Y'all talk more about going to other countries and getting pussy from foreign women. But see, the question I gotta ask you is, when those foreign women, when their men come over here, do they worry about your black woman, or do they worry more about how to get a job? I really want to ask you, black men, that when those men from Africa come over here, they're not coming over here to snatch up and fuck with your women. They're not coming over here to be cool with you, because they see that you wasted 200 years of your time trying to be valid and socially orientated into a society that you have no weight to push around in. So I honestly want to ask you, black men, what truly do you wait? I mean, because when I hear black women talk about we need to worry about making babies, I'm like, huh? Making babies? Black men don't need to be worried about making no damn babies. We need to worry about getting jobs. We need to worry about how to actually start building infrastructure. The first infrastructure you need to have built is yourself. The second thing you need to learn how to do is maintain what you built. It's going to take black men at least 2 generations. And I know y'all going to think, well, shit, then somebody got to have babies. Well, guess what? Somebody, don't worry. The Ray Rays and Pookies will have babies. The lower degenerate blacks will have kids. I can promise you that. They will not stop fucking. The poor have nothing but time to fuck. But you, brothers, you, the one who wants to be different, the one who wants to cut himself from that type of cloth, you gotta understand, you don't have time to be out here trying to fuck and make kids and be around every X and type of woman. See, that's you taking your resources and pushing it out. You see, I know Valentine's Day is coming around the corner. I gotta ask you, brothers, how much money are you about to dive in to put into a woman that you do not even, doesn't even have your last name? I can't wait till Valentine's Day come, because I know I'm gonna see a lot of you niggas out there throwing out and shelling out money to get one night of pleasure that might cost you 18 years of your life, when you could possibly be saying, you know, fuck this shit. I'm going to actually go to work. I'm actually going to put in the time and an investment in that I need to put in. I'm actually going to worry about actually making sure I put me first, black man first. And if you cannot get behind me, develop me, because I've seen some men saying, listen, I'm going to get my career right first before I start fucking with you. You see, in the Indian culture, before you can take on a bride, the 2 families have to meet and they have to ask, what do you do? Well, my wife is a psychologist. I am a practitioner. What are you? Well, I work in law. I have a law firm. Oh, what do you do? I'm in real estate. Oh, okay, okay. How many children do you have? Well, I got two. I got two boys and one girl. How many you got? Well, I got one. I got one girl, and I got a son. I got another son. Okay, okay. How about we talk about like looking at marriage for these children? Okay, what do you plan on having your son do? Well, our son is going to go into the medical field. I'm pretty good. What about your child? Oh, we're planning on pushing our kid to be a DA. Very nice. I see that it could possibly work. Okay, let's check back in with us, and we'll have them as set up play dates and go to the same school and be acquainted with each other. They will naturally steer and trim their children for their need to keep that type of legacy and monetization going. That's power. I gotta ask you, Black Man, when the last time you had that kind of power? And do you want that? Do you? If you do, you start fucking. You start making all these damn kids. Start doing right for yourself by putting yourself first. This is Joe from BMT, Black Male Talk, coming at you again. I really do hope that you enjoyed the talk. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. If you got any questions, please let me know. I will put the websites that I went over today in the link in the description. I want you to read over them carefully if you have any questions. If you want me to go in more depth and detail, if you want me to do a second show about this, I can go do one and get the people that we need so that way we can actually talk about this in another different type of format. But I wanted to hit this one first and go about talking about this first. That Black men, we need to worry about less about baby making and getting ass and worry about actually getting our finances together. All right, guys, this is Joe from BMT on their Black Male Talk, Brothers Amongst Men in Black Men's Congregation. Got any questions? Email me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell below. I think tonight we're supposed to be doing Ratchet Friday. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Peace. Take care.